Maybe one day there will come a day where I shower before making these videos, but today is no such day. Hey girls, it's Monday. As you may know from my Tumblr, recently I went to an amusement park, and in fact the most famous and biggest of all amusement parks in England, or at least South England, or Sussex, which is where I live. And it was really fun. And unfortunately, I didn't really think to bring my camera with me, so I don't have any footage for you. But as promised, I will explain the story behind this picture and eventually this picture. And I will do so with footage of me being stupid. Yeah, I did. But alas! That is not the topic of today's video. No, instead of watching me be the biggest twat on earth, you're going to listen to me ramble about my past. So there. And you also will probably have guessed that from the title of this video. Damn. Now, in terms of nostalgic stuff from my past, there are two main things that I could talk about, and one of them is the witch comics. And the whole point of this video is that I want to introduce you to something. So I don't particularly want to talk about witch comics because I know you read them, Amanda. That's also why I'm not going to talk to you about, you know, Pokemon or Sailor Moon, because you also know about that. Kate does. And also, I don't really know enough about them to talk about them in great length. And that leaves us with Inuyasha, yay! I don't know if you know this about me, Amanda, but I used to live in Brazil. I was born in London, and I lived there till I was about 6. And then when I was 6, we moved to Brazil because both my parents are Brazilian and all my family is Brazilian. I guess my parents wanted me to have the family experience because I hadn't met, like, any of my cousins or anything up to that point. I would say, like, in that time that I spent in Brazil, the most sustainable thing I gained was my love for anime. That and, you know, learning how to read and write and speak Portuguese fluently. There's that too. I don't really know why, but Cartoon Network was big on showing anime at that time. And something I'm not sure was big in England or America or anything. I just know that every day at 5:30 they would have an anime on. And for a while that anime was Inuyasha, and that is what I watched for like the majority of my life, and it was my first experience of shipping, really. I mean, Inuyasha and Kagome were like unbelievably canon in my eyes. I wrote fanfiction for them before I even knew fanfiction was a thing, and I used to have dreams about Inuyasha and Kagome hooking up, and like, I don't know, I felt this connection with Inuyasha that I didn't really feel to, you know, Sailor Moon or Pokemon, despite really liking them. And Inuyasha, there isn't really much to it. I know that it's quite big in Japan, like it's quite famous, and it spanned on for like so long. The manga at least. But I never really read the manga. I was more just into watching the anime, and which I've heard criticisms about because, you know, the anime is full of fillers, and so I see how maybe it didn't quite hit the target demographic, which was maybe people my age. But for a kid, it was an anime that was, you know, really, really entertaining. I thought the characters were really interesting, and I thought, you know, it had some drive to it, and it was different to anything that I'd watched at that time. Plus, Inuyasha and Kagome were a really cute couple, and it's really interesting, and it's really fun, and you should check it out if you have the time. And it is quite boring in a lot of ways because of all the filler episodes, but I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really good. And it's something that stuck with me. Like, not many things like that have stuck with me throughout, and whenever I think of my OTPs, I always think Sherlock and John. But that's only because Inuyasha and Kagome are on a whole other freaking level. I mean, Inuyasha was in love with Kagome's ancestor, and so he's like, do I have these feelings for Kagome just because she is the reincarnation of the woman that I loved? Or do I love her just because I love her? And like, Kagome's like, he's an idiot, so why do I feel this way about him? And, you know, like, I guess my drive for the show was a kind of will they, won't they situation for Inuyasha and Kagome. But if you're into, you know, comedy, fantasy, and well thought out characters, I think it'd be a solid entertainment. My question for you today is, at any point, if you could maybe not make a video about it like I did, but talk about something nostalgic for you, Kate and Amanda. I would like to know, Kate, preferably try and find something that I don't know about, because I know that might be hard, but try and find something that I really didn't know about. And Amanda, you know, I'm sure you'll do fine as well. I'm going to go finish watching episode 9 of